When I married Julia, I thought we had an unshakable bond. She was witty, charming, and had a way of making every room light up. For years, I trusted her completely. I never once thought she would disrespect me, let alone betray me. But sometimes, betrayal doesn't come in a single explosive moment. It creeps in slowly, disguised as innocent fun. The first red flag came at a friend's birthday party. We were surrounded by mutual friends, laughing, drinking, and having a good time. Across the room, I noticed Julia laughing a little too hard at some guy's jokes. I brushed it off at first, telling myself it was nothing. But then I saw her touch his arm, lean in too close, whisper in his ear. When I asked her about it later, she rolled her eyes and said, "Don't be dramatic, it's just flirting. That's all." I wanted to believe her, but the way she dismissed my feelings, like I was overreacting, left a sting. Still, I let it go. After all, she was my wife. Surely she wouldn't cross the line. But the next incident proved me wrong. We were at a bar one evening with coworkers. I watched her laugh and dance, which wasn't unusual. Julia loved attention. But then I saw it. She pulled out her phone, scribbled something on a napkin, and handed it to one of her male colleagues with a smile. My heart dropped. When I confronted, "Her right there," she snapped back with the same dismissive tone. "Seriously? Don't be dramatic, it's just my number. He won't even call me. You're making this bigger than it is." That was the moment I realized she wasn't just flirting. She was testing how far she could push me, how much disrespect I would tolerate. I didn't argue with her anymore that night. I smiled, nodded, and pretended to let it slide. But inside, something shifted. I knew I couldn't trust her, and if she thought I was dramatic before, she had no idea what I was capable of. Over the next few weeks, I watched closely. Her phone, once casually left around the house, was now glued to her hand. Late-night girls' outings became more frequent. Her excuses got sloppier. One night, while she was showering, I finally checked her phone. What I saw confirmed everything. Messages to the same coworker she had handed her number to. Flirty. Texts, suggestive photos, promises to hang out soon without her husband noticing. My heart was in my throat. She had crossed the line. But instead of confronting her immediately, I began planning my revenge. First, I gathered everything, screenshots of her texts, copies of her photos, even receipts from dinners she had with him while claiming she was working late. Second, I scheduled a meeting with my lawyer. Adultery, combined with financial misbehavior, would give me the upper hand in divorce. The final piece of the puzzle came when her office had a company mixer. She begged me not to come, saying it was boring work stuff. But I showed up anyway, unannounced. And there she was, at the bar, laughing with him again. Right in front of me, I watched as she slipped another napkin with her number onto the counter, winking at him like I didn't even exist. That was it. I walked up, picked up the napkin and read her handwriting aloud in front of everyone. The bar went silent. She froze, her face pale as I held up my phone and began reading some of her texts aloud. I didn't shout, didn't lose my temper. I simply laid out the truth for everyone to hear. Her coworker's jaws dropped, and the man she was flirting with looked like he wanted to crawl into a hole. Then I looked her in the eye and said, "You told me not to be dramatic. This isn't drama, this is reality, and tomorrow you'll get the papers." I left her there humiliated in front of her peers. The fallout was swift. I filed for divorce immediately, presenting my evidence. Financially, I came out ahead. I kept the house, most of the savings, and even proved she had been spending marital money on her little flirting sessions. Her reputation at work took a massive hit, too. She had been the office darling, but after her affair became public, her career nosedived. She tried to beg, to cry, to say she didn't mean it, and that it was all just fun. But I didn't care anymore. I told her the truth. Respect isn't a joke, and marriage isn't a game. You lost both. In the end, Julia learned the hard way that flirting wasn't harmless. Handing out her number wasn't just fun. It was the start of her downfall. She lost her husband, her marriage, her reputation, and her comfortable life, all for the thrill of attention. And me? I walked away free, my dignity intact, proving once and for all that sometimes the best response isn't drama, it's justice.